Portland, Oregon, otherwise known as the Rose City, Stumptown, or that not very large city in the Pacific Northwest that has come to dominate contemporary culture. In the few days I was here, it was hard not to fall under the spell of the Portland lifestyle. Whether it be its love of biking and creating a city that caters to its cyclists, its focus on brewing amazing craft beer, its quality of life that fosters artistic independence and entrepreneurship, or of course its food, Portland is like no other city in the world. And given my tendency to wear sweatshirts, not shave, and eat throughout the day, I was welcomed here with open arms. I started off my introduction to the city with Brewvana, the mostly woman-led craft beer tour company. To say Portland is a city that loves beer is kind of like saying Los Angeles is a city that makes movies. It doesn't even come close to telling the whole story. Let's be honest, your first impressions of a city are really molded by what you first experience when you land there. I got into Portland about an hour ago, and I'm already on a multi-stop brewery tour. I love this city. Portland, often referred to as Beervana, is ideally situated in a region perfect for growing hops, blessed with fresh, clean water, and most importantly, full of people that treat beer kind of like a religion. The city itself boasts 53 breweries within its city limits, and plays host to about a dozen beer-themed festivals throughout the year. I caught up with my friend Ashley to learn more about Portland's beer scene and why it's taken off so much here.
I'm here with Ashley Rose Salvitti. She's the founder of Brewvana Brewery Tours. We're outside of Sidecar. This is the fourth bar I've been on of my brewery tour, so everything's kind of a haze right now. So that's why I'm asking you these questions. So you're the founder of Brewvana Brewery Tours. Let me know, what is Brewvana? Why'd you start it? What's so different about it?
So Brewvana is the ultimate craft beer tour experience. So we visit lots of different breweries, introducing people that live here and people that want to get more intimate with Portland's craft beer industry to talk to the brewers and learn more about beer and have a really, really, really good time. So I started Brewvana because there was a need for it in this town because it's the beer capital of the world, and people traveling from all over need to have some sort of guidance as to where to go and how to get there, and just somebody there to have a good time.
You're telling people where these are some good spots you should check out. There's lots of good options here. It's Portland, there's lots of good beer everywhere, but here's some really good options to check out to start your tour, right?
So we're providing our guests with a really good experience, but we're also doing so in a way that really promotes and supports the breweries in town. So
one of the things people think about when they think about Portland is beer. So why is that? Is it the culture? Is it the location? I mean, why? I mean, everywhere you go, like, people know beer and they love it, and there's a ton of breweries and small craft beer breweries here. Like, why is that?
Well, first of all, you just said it. That's why they come here for beer, because we have so many of them. We have a culture and industry and people that support it and drink it and embrace it. And the brewers here are really awesome. And we have a lot of them, like more than any other city in the world. So they're all doing something unique and special to kind of stand out in the beer world. Hops are the spice of beer. The Pacific Northwest is known for the hop production. 25% of the world's hops come from this area.
Yeah, so it's natural. There's gonna be a lot of beer here.
Yep. We visit 17 different breweries on a consistent weekly basis.
A lot of options.
Yeah.
So if I want to come here as a visitor, or I want to come here as a theexpeditioner.com retreat or bachelor party called Brewvana, and you're gonna hook me up?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
awesome. Thanks, Ashley. That was great. I appreciate
Matt.
it.
So good to see you.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm here in Portland. Thanks again.
You. Welcome.
Hey, welcome to my crib. I'm here at the Tiny House Caravan. This is the infamous Tiny House Hotel here in Portland in the Alberta Arts District area. So come on in, I'll show you around. So as you can see, this is a complex of tiny houses. They're on wheels, but they're all different shapes and sizes. What the owner was actually telling me was that these are all designed by different artists from around the region, and they're actually just renting them, so they'll be giving these back eventually. But each one of them has their own kind of feel and vibe to them. Yeah, it's pretty cool. As you can see, there's different sizes. There's 5 in this complex, and they'll be adding one more in soon. There's grilled cheese. There's a grilled cheese restaurant next door, so if you get grilled cheese, you can bring that over as well. And let me just show you this before we go into my place. So they actually have these little metal tins, and it's like a do-it-yourself s'mores buffet. So you got marshmallows, kindling, graham crackers, and of course, chocolate. Not Hershey. It's not really s'mores, but we'll let it be. So come on in, I'll show you my digs. All right, this is it. This is the epitome of a tiny house. Now, tiny house, this one is actually 140 square feet. Tiny houses are usually a little smaller, like maybe 100 to 120. So it's kind of like the mansion tiny house. This is actually the only sink in the tiny house. So like this morning I took a shower, and when I was shaving, I had to like basically use the kitchen sink, go to the mirror in the bathroom, shave, come back, rinse off, go back to the mirror. So it creates some extra work for you, but you just have to be creative. Microwave. In your fridge, everything's tiny. That's kind of like my fridge at home, embarrassingly enough. So come on up to the second floor here. So this is the kind of the area where I really like to come and unwind after a long day in the recording studio. Just kind of sit back, relax, touch the reclaimed wood, just really get back to nature. Yeah, look at that. Sometimes I just like to cuddle up down here. Yeah, come on down. So of course, everybody is curious what is a tiny house bathroom like, and yeah, it's tiny, but it's workable. So come on back here, I'll show you. Got a little sliding door. You get a little privacy. Toilet, always important for a bathroom, and of course a shower. This is kind of your all-purpose closet slash getting ready in the morning area. So you've got an umbrella. It's Portland, so that's important. Sponsoring today's house tour, Edge, best shaving cream ever. As you can see, does a really good job. This is actually the coolest part of the house, though. So you got to think, you're gonna have storage. How are you gonna get around here? So this is their workaround. It's a ladder, and it kind of pulls out from the wall, and you climb up here, and this is how you get to all your storage. Kind of just slides back up there. You don't want that falling when you're in the bathroom on the toilet, but it's pretty secure. So that's really it. I'll show you the one last area. This is the bedroom area. So it's pretty comfortable. It's a full queen-size bed. What I like about it is kind of like this kind of Persian harem feel. It's a lot of red pillows. So you just kind of get wherever you want and be comfortable, and you just pass out. So it's great. I'm from New York, and people basically live tiny house lifestyles already in New York, so this isn't that much of a change for me. But I like it. This is a cool way to live. I'll just be over here in my pillow area, taking a well-needed nap. Actually, no, you gotta get out of here. Yeah, get out of here.
Just down the street from where I'm staying in the new Alberta Arts District is the Tin Shed Garden and Cafe. Now the Tin Shed is probably the most famous place for brunch in all of Portland. If you don't get here before 8 a.m., you're probably going to be waiting in quite a line. Now if you know anything about Portland or have seen Portlandia, you know the Portlanders love their brunch. So I'm here at the Tin Shed. I ordered the Good Dog. This is a amalgamation of potato cakes, pork sausage, jalapeno, bell pepper, onion, egg scrambled, smothered with cheddar cheese, and the egg solid. So I'll give it a try here. It's good. Spicy. Good breakfast. Next stop, I met up with Mona of the Portland Farmers Market to get a tour of the grounds and to meet some of the vendors that make this market so unique.
So Mona, we're here in downtown Portland. We're at the Portland Farmers Market. This is a beautiful area. So tell me, what is it about food in Portland? There's a lot of farmers markets here, and is it supported by the people, restaurants, everything?
Absolutely. I think it's so much part of the culture here, and in a way that is really informs the food scene here. So yes, there's customers that are really interested in fresh local food, and so we have over 40 farmers markets in the Portland metro area, which
Wow.
is extraordinary.
Yeah.
And so that means you can find fresh food, pretty much in every neighborhood on every day of the week. And then chefs here are super dedicated, to supporting local, making relationships with farmers. There's a lot of synergy there, and them thinking about different unusual crops that they want to grow,
Yeah.
and then farmers will grow that for them. So I think everybody works together in one big happy food family. I think so many people visit Portland Farmers Market because it's kind of like this hub of the community. I mean, when you show up on a Saturday at the PSU market, there's anywhere from 12 to 20,000 people that come
Wow.
through here just on one Saturday alone.
It's not like you have to come here to get food to go cook at home. This is a great place to come for lunch or snack or breakfast.
Without a doubt.
I just had breakfast an hour ago, so obviously it's time for me to eat. So let's go check out some vendors. And
do it.
great. So I'm here with Matt Choy of Choy's Kimchi Company. So Matt, tell me about the company.
So we started about 3 years ago, roughly. Got our start here at the farmers market. My mom happened to make some terrific kimchi, so I decided to quit my job and do this full time. Eventually the lines just got longer and longer here at the farmers market, and we picked up some interest from some retailers, and then that's pretty much how we got started. My mom, she'd been making kimchi her whole life, so that wasn't a hard thing for her to do.
As you were saying, everybody would come to her for kimchi because it was hard to find elsewhere in the city, right?
Not a big Korean population here in Portland, obviously. I mean, here in Portland, kind of scarce, so it's hard to find quality kimchi around.
So your mom was the one dealer in a town of addicts,
She
so she became high demand,
She was like the kingpin drug dealer in terms of kimchi, so it was easy.
Escobar of kimchi
She
of
was
Portland,
that's what we call her, yeah.
Can we, do you think we could try the Bok Choy? You said
Yeah,
that's
of course.
yeah.
So this is our seasonal bok choy right now. As you can see, farmers market exclusive, as the label says. So it's just baby bok choy. It's got some ginger, garlic, sea salt, scallion, onion, apple, I believe.
That's interesting. Give a little acidity and a little flavor.
Yeah.
How would you describe, if I was a sommelier kimchi, what kind of adjectives would I be using? Dry, spicy, fresh?
Spicy. It's more on the cabbagey side. It's become probably our most popular kimchi at the farmers market, though.
Oh, this is good stuff, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you guys did great. That's awesome. Cool. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it
Yeah,
a lot.
no problem.
Tell everybody to come here for
Yeah,
sure.
thanks.
I then had the opportunity to meet up with famed Portland chef and pickle empire impresario David Barber.
Hi, my name's David Barber, and I'm here in Portland, Oregon at the Portland Farmers Market with our company Pickleopolis/Bingo Sandwich, and we do artisanal pickles here in Portland. I don't know what it is about how the food is taken off here. I mean, a big part of it has been people being able to handle the relatively mild weather with a smile on their face. Even though it rains a lot or it seems inclement, most of the time it's never severe. A lot of farmers here are small farmers, and they like dealing firsthand with customers and vendors. We have a lot of relationships with small farmers, and it's a good climate for it.
I then headed to a garden. Whoa, hold on, stay with me here. This is not your typical garden. This is a unique Portland-sanctioned urban park with mystical Chinese elements and a tea room. Here in the northern part of Chinatown in downtown Portland is the Lansu Chinese Garden. This 40,000-foot complex was actually built as a cooperative effort between Portland and its sister city in China, Sunzhao. Now the park itself encompasses 40,000 square feet, uses 500 tons of rocks, and was built by 65 artisans that came over from China. It's a really cool, peaceful oasis in the middle of an otherwise bustling, busy part of the city. Now the question, how to maintain serenity. Must avoid urge to check social media. When you think Portland, you shouldn't just think the city, you should also think about its jaw-droppingly scenic surrounding areas. Local Matthew, Domingo, and I took an early morning road trip to the Columbia River Gorge area to explore the accessible trails, visit the nearby farm region, and to stand under several thousand tons of rushing water. Perfect conditions for an exposed DSLR camera.
As you can see, the closer you get to the falls, it gets a little wet and misty. Probably not the best for having a expensive camera out in the open. Something to note, this is literally a 30-minute drive from Portland. You're going from a busy metropolitan city to this in 30 minutes. Just simply incredible.
Enough sightseeing, time to hit the trails and burn off a few of those 12,000 calories of organic food and craft beer I'd consumed in the last 36 hours.
Drink lots of beer, work it off the next day. The Oregon way. Is that a slogan you guys use? No?
We decided to tackle the Ponytail Falls loop hike, a 2.5-mile loop that offers amazing panoramic views of the gorge and random encounters with tour guides.
Another very cool thing about this town, we just ran into my Brewvana beer tour guide from Friday. She was out here with her mother. It's Mother's Day, so they're doing a mother-daughter trail hike. So very cool. You run into people just out and about, even 30 miles away.
One of the highlights of the hike is Ponytail Falls, named so because it looks like a ponytail, apparently. You can also hike to the cliff edge for amazing views of the Columbia River Gorge, the 4,000-foot deep, 80-mile-long gorge formed by thousands of years of river erosion and Ice Age-era flooding. The gorge is a protected national park that marks the dividing line between Washington State and Oregon, and is one of the more dramatic views you'll get in the area without having to scale a volcano.
Best way to end a hike, the true Oregon way, with beer, naturally.
A few miles further east from the gorge, thankfully not by foot, in the shadow of the imposing volcano, Mount Hood, and near the small town of Hood River, we caught up with local organic farmer and orchard owner Dan Tall and his dog. While we toured his grounds, I asked him how he got started.
After college, I went back to the DC area, and I remember talking to I was working for FEMA, and I was developing base flood elevations for subdivisions going in. And I remember talking with this guy with a southern drawl, and he was like, "You gotta make plans to escape the Beltway, man." And he had this nice southern drawl. He's like, "You just gotta make plans to escape the Beltway." And that was my ticket. I was like, this old boy knows something here. So that first came here with a .com with the promise of an IPO, and it was really exciting times. And a year later, just like a lot of us .comers from 1999 to 2000, we found ourselves unemployed. But I found myself unemployed in Hood River. And I quickly found a job managing an organic orchard. And I was like, this is it. This is it. Typically, the Hood River Valley is one of the best places in the world, if not the best place in the world, to grow pears, winter pears. Because of the Cascade Mountain Range, it really does. You do get a growing season where there's virtually no rain.
I then asked, why grow organic?
It's a moral decision clearly more than a financial decision. You have way more risk, you don't produce as much. The quality of, and I mean quality as far as aesthetics.
Right.
To have an aesthetically perfect pear, much easier conventionally. To have an aesthetically perfect organic pear has a lot more challenges.
Yeah. This is Salera Brewery. Probably one of the better places in the area to get a nice drink after a long afternoon.
It's hard to imagine a better place to spend the afternoon after a long day of work. In Dan's case, farming. In my case, well, we won't go there. Like basically everyone I'd met in Portland, Dan was part of a long line of individuals who decided to go it alone and pursue his dreams. And after just a few minutes spent around him, you can tell by his infectious happiness that his gamble has paid off. Without a doubt, a truly inspiring guy. After kicking back for a bit, we decided to head into town and grab lunch. specifically mushroom pizza, with mushrooms Dan had grown and just delivered to the restaurant days before. Then, with stomachs full, we headed back home, my mind left to think back on my time spent in Portland, wondering not if, but how the city and the people I'd met there had already changed me.